Today I wanted to talk to you about 3 strategies to strengthen the right side of your brain. The right hemisphere is our ability to engage our brake pedal. Our brake pedal is extremely important because it'll slow us down and get us to be able to focus. It allows us to process information better and even regulate our emotions. So one thing that we could do at home with our children to stimulate the right hemisphere would be forms of physical activity. And this would be things like swimming, playing basketball, any kind of sports activities where we're moving our gross motor. So staying physically active helps us to really engage these muscles, and these muscles send signals to the brain. And those signals are actually forms of stimulation to the brain that it needs to really make new connections and to set up communication between both sides of the brain. This helps us to make things a lot easier that we do in our everyday life. So another function of the right hemisphere would be our EQ. This is called our emotional intelligence. Our emotional intelligence is very important because it contributes to our social ability. Now, emotional intelligence is our ability to understand our emotions, which would better help us understand how others feel. And we call this empathy. So one thing that you could do at home with your child, a fun game to keep them engaged and to really help them identify these emotions a lot better, would be something like a facial expression game or a facial recognition of emotions game. And you can take different faces that have different emotions in them, and you can have your child try to call out those emotions, what they're feeling in that picture. So this is what this game would look like. This here would be a happy face. And this one here, this would be a sad face. And this next one would be an angry face. So helping your child identify these emotions is going to help them better understand their own emotions. The last function we're going to talk about is the tactile processing. This is the ability to process touch and even temperature. This would contribute to a high pain or a low pain threshold. Example would be if someone were to grab me, I can identify or sense that this is too hard or too soft. And this goes right along with the temperature, too hot and too cold. Now, because we're trying to stimulate the right hemisphere, what you want to do is do the stimulation on the left side of the body. So my recommendation would be doing the tickle game. You take a pen, make sure the tip of the pen is away, and you want to lightly stroke up and down the left arm. This is going to provide stimulation to that right hemisphere and to help the child better understand this process. So all of these activities we just mentioned is going to help us with stimulating the right hemisphere of the brain. Again, this is our ability to hit that brake pedal. This is going to help us make decisions before we act or before we speak, which in turn will keep us out of trouble or from getting hurt or hurting others. Again, this is going to help regulate our emotions, to help us focus, and to help us stay calm in situations.